What it do? LGNDLINE Pod. And today I'm here with my man Jamil, but we doing something a little different. So, first installment of Light on the Legend. And before we even get into it, man, I just want to honestly thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for this opportunity. Hey, I want to thank you for the opportunity,
no problem,
man.
Sir. No problem.
First installment. Again, I definitely appreciate, just allowing me to come into your place of business,
Yes, sir.
sit down with you and interview.
Honored.
Most definitely. So, to kind of start it off, I just want to kind of get your story. Like, how did you come up? What was your upbringing like? Where are you from?
I'm from New York. I always say I was kidnapped, as in married, happily
okay.
though. From Brooklyn, New York. I moved to Long Island when I was about 14 years old. From Long Island, I came up to upstate New York to attend Binghamton University.
Okay.
From Binghamton University, I stayed in the Triple Cities of Binghamton area for 33 years. Met my current wife, got married, ended up moving to Georgia last year.
Okay, so from Brooklyn to LI. What was the reason for the move, man?
The move, my mother passed away when I was 11. My father,
Sorry to hear.
when I was 17. And in between, it was a better move. My father thought to get me out of Brooklyn. I was running with an interesting crew of people, to put it lightly.
Okay.
And they went into some things, and he just wanted to look out for my best interest and welfare.
Yeah.
And he thought Long Island would be a better place to raise me, and so I ended up on Long Island.
Okay.
And from there, I ended up going to Binghamton University, graduated with an undergraduate degree in law, and never went to law school. Found out I had a niche for business later on in life, and got into the fragrance business probably in 1994 as a hobby.
Okay.
As a full-time business, probably the last 4 years, and it's been quite profitable.
Okay, but you went ahead, you jumped ahead. I want to go back
Okay.
to age
ahead.
11. So,
Go
just to kind of throw this out there, I lost my dad in 2019.
Wow, my
and at the age of
condolences.
appreciate you at the age of 21. So I already know that was tough. But you said you lost your mother at the age of 11. So how did that impact you?
Mothers are special.
Yeah.
My mother was a saint, if you will. I say a saint. My mother didn't drink. My mother didn't smoke. My mother didn't gamble. I never caught her lying. Never heard her use a curse word. Never saw her make a scene in the street. She respected my father. She was a righteous Christian woman. We had to read the Bible every day. Went to church on Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays. So she built my moral fiber. She's the reason why I'm not a convicted felon, why I have no misdemeanors. She's the reason why I'm a pretty decent, honorable dude. I'd have to attribute that to my mother. My father wasn't a gangster, but I would attribute that to my mother because mothers are the first teachers of the children. So she laid a very righteous, moral, ethical foundation, and I can't thank her enough. Me losing her probably was more devastating in my later life than my younger life. The magnitude of her loss really hit me in terms of my own personal relationships with women. So that's where it took its biggest toll because I used her as a standard. And I don't think anybody's going to ever reach that standard, and it's not fair for me to put that burden on a woman. You see what I'm saying? It's an unfair burden to ask a woman to be like your mother when your mother was born in the 40s and they're born in the 70s or 80s or 90s. So I regret putting that kind of burden on any woman that I've been with. And if any woman sees this video, my apologies for making it so hard and raising the bar so high. Yeah, that's what I would say.
I definitely can relate to that, man. Like I feel like my mom, similar story.
Yes.
Never smoked, never drank, never
beautiful.
made a scene, and it's like you
it's a whole new day nowadays. Man. I mean, I'm blessed to have a very good wife, very classy, beautiful, intelligent woman, college educated in wealth management. And she takes good care of me. But I've had other women in my life who, doing this interview, they might come through that door. You know what I mean? Making a scene about who knows what, but this is not proper conduct.
Right.
I always tell people if I have a problem that I feel needs to be handled, there's a time and place for everything.
Definitely.
And if I'm doing an interview, I don't want anybody interrupting with some nonsense. So
for sure.
I don't do scenes in the street. It's kind of savage reacts me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And then lost pops at the age of 17. So
17, lost the father. Two big hits.
Yeah.
Father was a very good guy. Mason, a Baptist minister, 14 children, 2 wives, separate times, and a good man. Farm boy from Mecklenburg County, Virginia, 1923. So his way of parenting was definitely with an iron fist.
Yeah, he come up on the old school law.
Yeah, he was the law. Yeah.
Okay.
He was the HNIC, and we had no problem with that. You know, and everybody deferred to him. So we had structure. My mother and father were married until they died. So I didn't know what divorce was. I didn't know what a baby daddy was until I was one. So I didn't know anything about that. And it's a whole new world nowadays. Very dysfunctional to be having baby daddies, baby mamas, and people don't even get married anymore.
Yeah.
People just kind of have sex, make babies, and pay child support when forced. So it's a completely dysfunctional world we live in.
Definitely.
My hat's off to anybody who can navigate through this world because it's crazy. Yeah. It's Babylon.
You just said something.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to brush over it. What do you think is the reason? Like, what could you attribute to that? You know, just the whole total dysfunction within like the black community, not having family structure.
We have been robbed of a knowledge of ourselves. We are clueless as to how our forefathers did things back in Africa. And even if you go back to even the 1960s, most households were male dominated, male headed. You had a father in the household. We knew our roles. Nowadays, no one knows their role, so therefore no one can play their role.
Yeah,
because they don't know their role. You know, so my wife is well capable of taking out the garbage, but traditionally that's not her job. It's a nasty job, so let me do it.
All right.
My wife is well capable of killing a rodent. I have not seen one in my house, but if I see one, I'll take care of that.
As you should.
If you knock on bang on my door at 2 a.m, my wife is an legally armed woman, but I'll be taking care of that myself as well.
Yeah.
You know, so not that she can't, but she can get on phone call 911 while I take care of the rest. You know, so just roles. You know, I'm the maintainer, the provider, and the protector in that order. So I know that, so my marriage works out well. Yeah. If I ever get my position, then it's going to be chaos. So you're either going to have law and order, or you're going to have chaos and mayhem. I prefer law and order.
Yeah.
So I'm the maintainer, provider, and protector. She's the nurturer. And that doesn't mean that she's any less than me. I can't do without her. She can't do without me. I wouldn't want to see it that way. We could, of course, make it without each other, but why would we want to? We got married for a reason. Exactly. And hopefully that lasts forever, because a bunch of women and men around your children, not really wise. If you want to create a functional, law-abiding, healthy, emotionally healthy person, you don't want kind of dysfunction. It's better for a child to be raised by their biological parents, in my opinion.
I'm with you on that one. So what advice could you give to a young fella who is, I guess, experiencing some dysfunction within his relationships with women and stuff like that? What kind of game could you give him?
I would say be very careful in who you choose as a mate, and be very careful in where you plant your seed. See, that's key. Once you plant your seed in some dysfunctional soil, it's going to be hell to pay that after. Yeah. So you can look forward to like a judge saying, I hereby sentence you to 21 years of life. That's what it is, it's a sentence. And you're going to have to pay daily if you make that mistake. See, there's no margin for error. We have been denied of a knowledge of mating, of warfare, and economics. We know nothing about it. So we spend money with people who wouldn't come to our funeral if we died. Yeah. We pick the wrong mates, and we war against each other. So that's sciences that we've been denied of. So that's why you see constant black on black crime, baby mama drama, and us spending money with people who care less about us but take our money. Asians come in our communities, Indians, and they exploit us, and we allow it. We don't spend money with each other. We spend money with everyone who does not look like us. When it comes down to spending money with each other, so let me get a deal. This price is too high. Let me come back and see you. Yeah. But we have no problem with Louis. We have no problem with Guess. We have no problem with Prada, with Gucci. The racist statements some of them have been known to make, we still support them because we want the best of what they have, which I can understand that. But to support someone who really cares something about your existence and sees you as an inferior, you have to be insanely out your mind to do that. And we do that constantly. Definitely. That's unfortunate.
Most definitely. Okay, and then just to kind of circle back to the upbringing, sounded like you was running around with some guys who was...
I'm around some goons.
Some goons.
I'm around some goons. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
I can't sugarcoat that. There were some goons out there in Flatbush, New York, and in Brooklyn. And
what time period was this?
The 80s.
80s.
So it was hard like a jail yard. It was serious.
Yeah.
In terms of me, I never pretend to be anything that I'm not. I'm a square. No smoking, no drinking, don't eat meat, don't steal, never killed anyone, never shot nothing, poked nothing in my life. I'm pretty civilized. I know people who live the opposite life, and I don't judge them. To each his own. That wasn't for me. So when the light came on outside, I had to be in the house.
Yeah.
So even I'm from New York. I'm not a gangster. I'm a college-educated, law-abiding, tax-paying citizen.
Respect.
And I don't want that image. I have that bravado about me. I'm New York. I don't pretend to not be New York. I'm a little more aggressive than most, but I'm not a gangster. If you don't buy oils, it's not going to be a fight.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be fine. And I'm not going to threaten you. I'm not going to send goons to your door. But the crew I was running with, my father had enough wisdom. And wisdom is the ability to see things before they happen. To say, my son could get caught up in that. Let me move him. And that was wise. Okay. I was running with some dudes who definitely was about that life, as they say.
Okay.
And for me, I was a Christian boy. Just, I got bullied. I was skinny, light-skinned dude with glasses. So I took martial arts. Yeah. Getting bullied is an overrated experience. So now I have no worries at all. But at that time, when you come into Brooklyn, you definitely could be a targeted person if your bravado and your mystique is not right and exact. You know what I mean? So, seen some things in my day.
For sure.
For sure.
So, I don't really. I mean, I definitely have heard what you just said about the whole. You gotta be kind of tough, thick-skinned person to stay in New York and stuff like that. You gotta. Why is it? You don't have to be a gangster, but New York is a jungle. New York City, it's a jungle. Alone has 8 million people. Yeah. That's more than some countries. The city alone. Yeah. The state, I believe, has 19 million people. So just do the math. You can't put that many people together without there being some problems. Definitely.
It's a very dense situation. So they in a scientific experiment, they proved that if you put, say, 9 rats, you put a cage around this table, you put 9 rats in this cage, they may live comfortably. You put 100, there's going to be some murder tonight. They're going to start killing each other tonight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you have in New York City. You have a jungle. So to navigate through that jungle, you're going to have to be pretty shrewd, pretty clever, mind your own business, take boxing, martial arts, kung fu, karate, something, carry a weapon, because it's going to be hard. Life is not easy in New York City or any major city. For sure. And you add crack to that element, that's even worse. You have fatherless homes, that's even worse.
Yeah.
So
I guess with maybe just like the movies like Paid in Full, New Jack City, how much of that did you see? Were you around any of that?
I was blessed. I don't even want to over embellish. I was blessed. I left New York in '84.
Right before
so
it hit.
Right around that time. So I didn't get to see all that, but I heard about all that.
Yeah.
I'm coming off the heroin era out of the '70s.
Got you.
So I had family who was involved in that. But he snatched me up at the right time. I forever thank him. I'm forever grateful to this man. He snatched me at the right time because the crew I was running with, they was about that life. You know what I mean? And they liked me because I was kind of the humorous kid. I made them laugh. Intelligent. They knew me for that. I definitely was no tough guy. And they were just into some things, and I was able to narrowly escape that. And I'm very happy to say I was.
For sure. So you went off to college, went to Binghamton University. Okay.
Top state school in New York.
Studied in law.
Studied undergraduate law. It's called politics, philosophy, and law. It was called Law and Society back then. I have a bachelor's degree in that field. Yes.
Okay, so I guess did you ever pursue the career in law or?
No. I wish I kind of wish to some degree I would have been a lawyer. I think I would have been a great lawyer. I took a lot of odd jobs to feed the family. I never really knew what I wanted to do, and as I got older, I found out I had a niche for business. And so I found out that I could probably sell ice to an Eskimo. Pretty convincing. Okay. So when I learned that about me, I began to pursue that. Yeah. Okay. I wish I would have pursued it younger, but I've had relationships where the woman I was with didn't really see my vision, which is also dangerous. To mate with someone who does not see your vision, like let's say what you're doing right now, you're interviewing me. Mm-hmm. Let's say this was for monetary gain, and let's say this interview was to make you maybe $300, say, per se, hypothetically speaking. Yeah. And you went home and told your wife, I made $300 today interviewing Jamil El-Shabazz. And she said to you, well, that's cute. That's cute. Who you interview tomorrow? And how long can you do interviews? And where are you going with this? You say, well, I want to be a journalist, or I want to be in Hollywood with this. I want to be big. I want this in my career. And she says to you, well, why don't you work for the sanitation department? It's more secure because it's a guaranteed paycheck. These interviews are up and down. So that doesn't make her a bad person. She wants security.
Facts.
Men want peace. Yeah. That's the difference. Women want security, men want peace. But if your dream is to get large in this business, you must find somebody who's willing to support you in that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to always be drama. Always. So if she doesn't have your back, if she's not supportive, my wife is very supportive of what I do. I could not be where I'm at without her. Not in terms of the success that I have now. And I'm pretty successful now. So I'm planning to get way bigger than this, but this is pretty good for Georgia. For to be here 1 year.
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing quite well. Very happy.
Yeah, I agree.
But my wife is very supportive in every way, and I'm blessed. I didn't always have that. So as a young man, if we're not on the same page, we can't be on the same team. So when you find a woman that's with you and willing to stay for the long haul, that's the one you want to rock with. The ones who got 1,000 questions and they keep doubting and hating on what you're doing, get rid of them quick. Because it stunts your growth and progress. You can never get what you're going unless the people you're running with is running the same direction as you are. You don't want haters, you don't want doubters.
Yeah.
Nope.
Can't have no other hands on that steering wheel. You trying to take you to.
It's a problem.
Man.
It's a problem. Right, it's a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're a child with a woman like that, that's even more problematic because now you have to deal with her in some way, shape, form, or fashion. In some capacity, you must deal with her in order to see your child.
Yeah.
That can be very aggravating, annoying, upsetting, and can just set you back. It can stunt your growth and progress.
No, I'm right there with you. Okay, and so I guess who kind of influenced that entrepreneurial spirit? Like,
say that again, sir.
Who inspired or influenced you to kind of, become like an entrepreneur?
I would say poverty.
Poverty. Okay.
That's my best influencer because it's just the haves and the have-nots. Capitalism has no emotion. Capitalism is a dog-eat-dog system. There's no room for feelings. Catch flights, not feelings. That's how capitalism works. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're either selling or being sold. So when you walk in my store, I'm either selling you or you're selling me.
Yeah.
And I'm here to sell you. So you have to have supreme confidence in what you do. You can't cry somebody don't buy. You can't get your attitude, bid them a farewell, and go on to the next person.
Yeah.
So I like nice things. And I want to give my wife a good life and my children. I want generational wealth. You'll never get rich working with somebody else. Your boss will never pay you enough money to be his neighbor. Your boss will never pay you enough money to be his neighbor.
No,
so you got to definitely go out here and get it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of.
Somebody got to work. You don't have to be you.
Look, I'm kind of under the impression like in life, you're going to work hard. You're going to work hard for somebody else. You're going to work hard for yourself. And the sooner that you understand that concept,
right. So if you're working for me, you're helping me build my empire. I'm not helping you build yours.
Right.
You're helping me build mine. So somebody has to work, but and I salute the working man because if it wasn't for him, I couldn't be where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I don't knock anybody who's a job. A job is not per se for me because it's just my alpha ways. Like I'm a Leo. Like I'm a go-getter, and somebody telling me when to punch a clock, when not to punch a clock, when I can come home, take a vacation, when I'm getting a raise. That's not for me. If I want a raise, I give myself a raise. So you have that kind of boss mentality. I've had jobs before, and I've stayed at them for a simple amount of time, but I never felt that I was ever paid my worth, and I don't think anyone's ever paid you your worth. So
yeah.
Again, a person in a position of authority, a person who's running a corporation, they may pay you just enough to keep your neck above water.
Yeah.
And that's going to cause more problems in your household. Women want nice things as well.
Yeah.
So she may not be a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Establish that out the gate. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. So how did you make that transition from just, working a 9 to 5 to, becoming
It's an interesting
your
story.
own boss?
I was always itching to do it, but I had an ex-wife and I was in a bad marriage for 10 years. She's somebody who was a doubter. She didn't really believe in what I did. But I still kept my head screwed on right. See, in this game, you have to be focused. It doesn't matter who's against you. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep moving forward because the bandwagon jumpers are out there. When you pull up in that 550, oh, I always believed in you. No, you didn't. You're lying. You didn't believe in me. You doubted me.
Yeah.
And that gave me the fuel to get where I'm at. You see what I'm saying? So I'm running the block in Endicott, New York, Monroe Street. I see a sign that says for rent. My boss at work had already told me I have to let you go because even though I made the company over $500,000, they're so greedy it wasn't enough. So I worked for a company where I sold high-end beds that cost $10,000.
Okay.
So there's levels of salesmanship. Selling oils and selling beds that cost $10K, not in the same weight class. You know what I mean? You might can sell oils, as you can sell Maseratis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so I'm not doubting myself, but in that time period, I didn't make the cut. You don't make the, you can't cut the mustard. Got to play catch up. So,
like
you said, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you resign. I'm not gonna fire you. And I knew that getting another job at 48 years old, the faces would change, but the game would remain the same. So I jumped out there. And you jump, you probably land on 2 feet. Jumped out there, got a store in New York. It was the best thing I ever did other than marry my wife. The best thing I ever did. I was free to come and go as I want to move as I want to chart my own course, set my own pay rate, and it's the best thing I ever did. Just being free.
Yeah.
And it worked out rather well for me. And then my wife couldn't handle the snow in New York. She got tired of that. She stayed with me for a year and a half. That's how I ended up here.
Okay.
Now when I got here, I thought I was in Africa. It was that hot. You ain't from here, there's some heat down here. You don't know, now you know. It's some heat down here on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for this cool weather we got now. Around 70 is my speed. 99 and 110. Went to my car about a month ago. It's 112 degrees in my car. This man trying to kill me. So I'm like, this is Georgia for you though. Yeah. It is what it is. What you gonna do? But I'm very happy to be here. The Georgia people have received me exceptionally well. I'm very grateful for every Georgia resident that ever came in here and spent a dime or a nickel with me. It means the world to me. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
For sure. So
very grateful. Stay humble, stay hungry.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Stay humble and stay hungry.
Most definitely. So I tried to do a little research on you, and like you said, I saw you had the store.
Yes, sir.
Sacred Scent 7
yes, sir.
in Endicott, New York.
Yes, sir.
And then you made that move down to New Black Wall Street.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how's that transition been?
That was a good transition. That went very smoothly because of my wife.
Yeah.
By the time I got here, I had a beautiful loft apartment and a nice place in a gated community, and everything was set up for me. Like the queen took care of me and set it up nicely. And she moved here so I could be closer to Black Wall Street. So I'm eternally grateful to my queen. And if you want to get ahead in life, have a good queen in your team. There's no margin for error. Marriage is probably the single most important decision of your life. So be careful who you lay with, who you make babies with. Be very careful because it could change your life forever, for the better or for the worse.
Definitely.
And if I could teach any young man anything, I teach him that. That's so important. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and failed marriages was one of them. Yeah, so I'm very careful with that. Okay. Become successful before you get married. Yeah. So you'll never. Somebody said you could lose a lot of money chasing women. You'll never lose any woman chasing money.
That's facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gotta stay on your purpose.
That broke situation doesn't sit well with a real woman. No.
Yeah, I gotta definitely stay on your purpose, like you're saying, for sure.
Yep.
For sure. So, we in your store now, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Home goods. I'm looking at a lot of smell good.
Yes,
a lot
sir.
Of black soap. You got the bean pies.
If it smells
incenses.
good, we got it. Yes, sir.
So how did you kind of settle upon, I guess, that field or industry?
The fragrance business is a $48 billion industry. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I want to be a part of it? I want generational wealth. And you have to crawl before you walk. Yeah. I have, I come from humble beginnings, but I also want freedom to come and go as I want to. I'm walking around with a bandolier on me that holds bullets, but I put oils in them. So if I'm in Publix, wherever I'm at, I'm making sales. Yeah. So I might have went to Publix to buy milk, butter, and cheese. I might have went to buy whiting fish. That bill ends up being in the hands of somebody else because they paid for it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So timing is everything, and you want to be seen and supported. So constantly promoting myself. Business cards with me at all times, constantly promoting myself. That's very important, to brand yourself and to market your goods at all times. Success does not carry normal business hours. So I'm always trying to get it. I stay hungry. I stay humble, but I stay hungry. You can't have a good day and say, oh, I made it. No, you need good days forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no days off. As a friend of mine taught me, no days off.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
But I enjoy fragrancing people. I enjoy smell goods. I'm an anti-funk man, anti-bad hygiene. I tell young people, young boys at the gym playing ball, bro, you in the gym, you gotta smell right, man. I don't want that funk up on me when you next to me trying to shake me or push me off you. Nah, brush your teeth, man, gargle, floss, keep your nails clean. Be a hygienic man and smell good. You know what I mean? Smell good. Smell good go a long way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm not charging outrageous prices because we sell oils for less than colognes, and the oils last way longer. Way longer. So.
Okay. So you be balling? You still out
I
here
play a little
hooping?
ball. I'm 52 years old. I'm decent. I'm a martial arts instructor. I do martial arts, play basketball, trying to stay fit. Because this place is plentiful when it comes to food. So if you don't watch what you're eating, you're gonna weigh 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That's heart attack, diabetes, stroke, cancer. You don't want no parts of that. So keep your weight right. And that's hard to do because my wife cooks. And she spoils me.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Okay. So it kind of, I guess, kind of look in the future. Where do you see the business? I was saying like 5 to 10 years.
I see myself probably being the largest man in this industry. I plan to take it to heights it's never been taken to before. I think many of us, we think small. That's a very big mistake. See yourself in lights. See yourself as somebody who was a game changer.
Yeah.
You have gifts and you have talents. The worst thing in the world is wasted talent. You're a young man. I'm an older man. You don't want to be my age talking about woulda, coulda, shoulda. Because I tell you something, I tell my children, I never forget this. In the movie Menace to Society, there was a young man who at the end he got killed. And he said his father asked him, I think his name was Kane. He said, I think I hit up. These dudes hit him up. As LA dudes do sometimes. They wet him up. And he said, my grandfather asked me one time if I cared whether I lived or died. He said, I do. But now it's too late. So when you think about getting to an age where you can't move like you used to, you don't have it in you no more, now it's too late.
Yeah.
So you want to get it now while you can. While it's easy, while maybe you have to run around and do this or do that on the computer or run to the post office, but you have it in you to do it.
Yeah.
Or make 400 calls in one day to people who got these products. Market yourself on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, but you have it, you have the vigor to do it. You're young. When you're older, your body changes, your mind changes. You're a grandfather now. The time changes. You don't have the same motivation, that same hunger.
Yeah.
So I always say stay humble, but stay hungry. Even 52, I still have it in me. But as a younger man in your 20s, if you can have that drive, that will to make it, to be the very best at whatever it is you could be, you'll go far in life. But don't wait till you're 35 or 40. Don't wait till you're 50. It's never too late. Colonel Sanders, the white man for Kentucky Fried Chicken, he didn't get large. He was in his probably 50s and 60s. He was already getting Social Security before he realized that I could sell chicken.
Okay.
But he realized the Social Security he was getting wasn't enough. So that's how he got in that game. But don't wait until you're in your Social Security years to start becoming large, because you won't enjoy it. You won't have time to enjoy it. So let's say you become a millionaire tomorrow. You're in your 20s. You might not down to your 80, 90 years old. You can enjoy your millions.
Yeah.
When you're in your 60s and 70s, you remember too much time left. So get it while you can get it.
Definitely.
Get it while it lasts. It don't last forever.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
So just to kind of, I guess, circle back how we ran into each other, met each other, came into New Black Wall Street.
Yes, sir.
I kind of had like some networking on my mind. I said I'm gonna meet up with somebody. But the reason why I specifically wanted to interview with you was because I felt like you had great energy. As soon as I walked in the door, man, it was just like the customer service. It seemed like it was key for you to take care of the customer.
That's
Attend
key.
to the needs.
That's key above all, because you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So I have to leave you the lasting impression, because you can find oils anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't find my oils anywhere.
Yeah.
You can find oils anywhere, but you can't find good customer service. So from my standpoint, I want to not only give you good fragrance, I want to give you a wowing experience. I want to wow you like, yo, he different.
Yeah.
That's what I want to leave you with. And obviously I did. It's not just a fragrance. I want it to be an experience when you come in here that you wouldn't get at a gas station or some mom and pop store. You're getting good product, but you're getting an experience.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. To make it something that you want to tell your friends about, like, yo, there's oils here and there, but yo, go see my man over there in Black Wall Street. When he leave, you're going to feel
Gonna
different.
take care of you.
Going to take care of you, right, because, my mortgage depends on this. My car depends on this, so there's no margin for error. I don't do anything else. I don't sell drugs on the side. I'm not on welfare. I don't get food stamps or Medicaid. If I don't grind, I don't eat.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're here for. You know what I mean? So in business, it's sink or swim. It's feast or famine. It's not for everybody. Because some people want the security of a constant paycheck. I'm not knocking them. For me, I'm so confident in myself, I'll take my chances. Yeah, I'll take my chances. I can sell you before you sell me. I go for anybody. You know what I mean? So feel comfortable with what I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I have quality products. You know, people cut oils, and I say shame on them because that's greed. Because you make a lot of money just selling oils as is.
Yeah.
And you want it to have a lasting experience where a brother over here plays ball for 4 hours. When he's done, people are like, so what you wearing? Like, I just played ball before, I'm dripping with sweat. And I still smell like Creed or Egyptian musk or Oud. That's where I come into play. Selling you the highest quality of products. Not trash.
Sure.
Not trash.
Let me ask you this. What's one of your favorite, oils or smell goods?
I use a combination of amber white imported. I use a combination of superior Egyptian musk. And then I'll spray myself with some Baccarat Rouge. Okay. Baccarat is serious. It's very expensive. We have it in the oil for a very good price. But those imported oils, those are the most lasting power. They cost more. But I tell people a Hyundai and a Benz. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? A Honda Accord, not a Bentley.
Yeah.
So if you want to turn heads, come see me. Yeah.
Sure,
Pay a little more for what you want.
Most definitely. Before we get up out of here, I need you to give us some game. Okay,
brother, if I could give you $1 billion worth of game, I'd tell you to follow your dreams when you're young and let nothing get in your way. I'll cancel anybody that stops my progress. And you have to be that way. Yeah. It sounds harsh. I don't mean cancel as in take someone's life. I mean get them out of my life. Yeah. Get them out of my space. So follow your dreams. Don't let anyone distract you or get in your way, because you'll never get to where you want to go without a Mamba mentality. If you ain't got that Kobe in you, you got that Jordan in you, you got that Ali, that Mayweather in you, you're not gonna make it in this life.
Yeah, lay down, get out the way.
You gotta have that in you. You gotta have that in you, because when you look at the Mayweather, he was on 3 days. That means when the average dude was in the gym once a day, he was going to 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the morning. So like 50 said, in order to have what others don't, you gotta be willing to do what others won't. Yep. And if you're not about that life, then you're just going to live a mediocre average life. Yeah. You're not going to see Mazzies and Benzes and Bentleys in your driveway. And that's okay. You may not want that. Me, I ain't going to lie. I want all that. And then some. Yeah. I want the Rolex.
I'm right there with you now.
I want the mansion. You know what I mean? I want the house in Buckhead. I ain't going to say a lot of you. That part of me will never leave. I want the best of everything. Food, clothing, transportation, housing. You only live once. And when your time is up, you're not getting no, there's no return on this one. When your time is up, that's it. You're not coming back. Not in this form. And not that we know of. So get it while you can get it. That's my advice. Most definitely. Yes.
And hey, I definitely appreciate you, man.
Thank you for the honor.
Man,
thank you so much.
For the
we can do it again if you want to.
Hey,
thank you.
I'm with it.
All right,
man.